Yeah, well, we're live.
Okay, let's call this meeting to order and start off with the pledge. Marilyn, if you will do the honors, please, of leading us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody is present today. And a motion to approve last month's minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
I will second that. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. As we're signing those, I don't think there's anything else to approve on that point. So I think next up is just Carla's business, her agenda.
First thing I have is the February and March financials for approval, please.
We just look.
Yeah. And then an approval on them. And Alex, I'll scan these as soon as we end this and give these right back to you.
We do have to approve that.
It's just a vote.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was looking for something else to sign.
And this is February and March, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Sorry. What's the US Today media report?
That is the publication of the annual financial report.
Okay.
Yeah. It used to be Gannett. Which, from what I understand, the same group. They just changed their
Name.
yeah.
Bliss McKnight Incorporated.
That's like insurance. Mhm.
You should go shut that door.
I was wondering.
I'm gonna go shut that door.
I don't know why this is thinking.
Motion to approve February and March financials. Yes, and making a motion. Can I get somebody to second it?
I'll second it.
Marilyn. It's the Alex and Marilyn show tonight.
Mhm.
Don't be jealous, Tyson. All right. Those are all approved. Then next up is Carla.
So I am still going back and forth with the insurance company for the driver that took out our bridge.
Okay.
I've been calling them multiple times. Actually, the last time that I was on the phone with her, or the time before last, sorry, they said, well, we're waiting on your demand for payment. And I said, okay, well, you guys didn't tell me I needed to send that. So she was supposed to keep the case open and on her desk so that she could forward it to an adjuster. I uploaded it right then. She said, I'm sending it to an adjuster. I said, okay. Waited a few days, hadn't heard anything from them. Called again. I was actually on the phone with them and I got rear-ended. So had to get off the phone with them
Oh my goodness.
and call them back and follow up. They said that it is waiting on an adjuster to pick it up. So that's where we are with that. They should have all of the information that they need. At least anything they've told me that they needed, I have submitted. So that's kind of where we are with that. But I'm at a stopping point on it until I can get back from them. So, intersection. So I've been trying to follow up with NDOT to see when they're putting the flashing lights in down here for the school zone. I've yet to receive a reply back with a hard date from them or even an estimated date from them. But I do have some slightly good news on this topic. So I have been calling around and have verbally secured $2,500 in grant money to go towards the $5,000 that it would cost to put a radar speed sign up. That's just for one. But it was suggested to go to the Lawrence County Community Foundation for the other $2,500 for the grant. However, I've also been informed and told, and it's been recommended to me that the Springville Community Foundation would have much better luck applying for that and getting that grant as opposed to the township side.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk to them and see if they are willing to submit for the other 25 to go with the 25 that we already have.
Okay, and if not, is that something our capital improvement plan
We can
could go
look
through it to
into that. Yeah.
Because that is safety and that is important.
Yeah, we can definitely look into that route if we need to. We would need to do like an additional appropriation, which it's kind of additional appropriations in general are kind of a lengthy process just because you have to file the paperwork and you have to hold, from what I understand, public hearing, wait so many days and then do it. But yeah, I mean, that always is an option too. I'm going to try the grant avenue first to see, but that's kind of the update that I have there. But I was really excited to at least get half of it pledged.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's kind of the update that I
Does
have
that
there.
expire?
No,
Where
not
did
to
your
my
grant
knowledge.
come from?
That is soft pledged from Duke Energy. And then there's
close that door again. Sorry.
do
I'm
I
gonna go close that door again.
fine.
The volleyball noise.
And then they're also supposed to be getting me information on pricing for if we were to put up a light at the corner. So they're working on trying to get me some
So right
information
now it's
for
like a
that.
verbal sort of agreement? Or?
Yeah, which I mean, it came from the lady who does the community work. So that's what she said she has available to put towards it. So I'm gonna reach out to the community foundation this week. I'll include you guys all in that email because I think it's just gonna be better to email everybody.
Yeah, Lord.
That way everyone's kind of in the same loop.
Are you, Kenny, is that who you're going with?
Well, I was talking to Alex about it because I don't even know who all to include. Okay, so you, Kenny, he said Amy, and who else? Was
Jody
it?
comes.
Jimmy.
He's a newer one on it. He
Yeah.
wasn't on originally.
Probably Mark, I'm assuming.
I don't think so.
No.
No, he's on the gym, but I don't think he's on that one. I'm not sure.
Okay, so if I end up missing anybody on that email that you know of, like, please help me out.
We're in the process of trying to put two groups together.
Okay. Okay.
Because Kenny and I are the only two left on the first group of the original, and so
Yeah,
we're thinking of trying to put the two groups together.
which makes sense.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, it makes way more sense to do that. And it honestly
And
made,
they are the ones who do go to the foundation and get the grants.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was told that
Sorry.
no, go ahead,
What
sorry.
was it?
What, 2 groups?
The community foundation,
Uh-huh.
which
The Springville Community.
Springfield Community Foundation, and then the heritage.
Mm-hmm. Which is what the grants are made up to usually.
But the heritage is only, Kenny and I's only ones left
Mhm.
on that. And
Mhm.
what they're proposing is to put that group in with the Springville Community Foundation.
That would make sense.
Mhm.
It makes way more sense to have just one group
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
multiple.
And the Heritage Group's kind of lost what they were, the reason they done it.
Mhm.
And this group has pretty much took over this, doing the same thing.
Well, when I was talking to some folks about going to look for the grants, it was just recommended to me to try to have the Springville group do it as opposed to the actual
They
township.
have what they need to do it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it also transfer of funds and everything also is much smoother from what I understand too in regards to that. So I'm going to send the email out, copy our board, and then the folks that I know from the other group, and then see if it's even something that you guys would be, interested in working with us on.
I'm
If
not sure who the president is right now. I know Kenny's one of the originals.
Okay.
Trying to think, I can't remember who else is on it. Like I say, the few that, Jimmy Dean just went on it. He wasn't the original. I'm trying to think, was Albie Cross maybe? I'm not sure.
I thought he was on it at one point, but I don't
He
know.
might not be now, see, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'll get that sent out this week. So bridge update, intersection update. We have one active case going on right now for assistance. Mowing update. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So one township assistant case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, active right now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mowing update. So mower's contract has been signed, got the W-9, so we're ready to go for him to start. He right now is not going to include Preston. If something happens and he needs to pick it up, though, he's perfectly willing and able to do that and included with
there?
it. I've tried to call the other day, couldn't get a hold, so I'm going to try again. So
The lady.
yes, and I am going to have, there was never a contract signed for her with it being like a homeowner versus like an actual contractor, I guess you would say. But I do have contract typed up for her as well this year, specifying the dates like we did on the other one. So I'm working with the mowers on getting them all squared away, getting updated information for the homeowners for Travis so that he can contact them before he comes out. So we are good to go and ready there with him. VFD paving. So I got a call that they wanted to use their Hume Fire Fund for the paving of the fire station.
Yeah, I saw it got.
Yeah,
We all saw it, I'm sure.
which I didn't know about it until after the fact. Or after like they had already signed the contract, got everything underway. So after going back and forth with State Board of Accounts several times, because technically the Hume Fund is for like building a new department, equipment, like trucks, or restoration. So it took several emails to State Board of Accounts, and then actually we ended up having to reach out to one of the attorneys for State Board of Accounts. So the only portion that legally we can cover out of the Hume Fund is door to door and then to the road. So we can't cover the sides because that's considered like the parking lot, and we can't pave the parking lot. So it's going to be restoration of the drive for the fire trucks.
Okay.
And that's in front of doors all the way to the road. I did get that approval through State Board of Accounts. Called Flynn and Sons and said, hey, look, I know you already got this invoice typed up, but I need you to redo it and break it down by cost. So the total invoice was a little over $14,000. Our portion is a little over $7,000. If you want the exact amount for the minutes, Tyson, I can get it for you. Give me.
So they haven't started work yet.
No, it's already done.
It's already
Done, yeah.
Yeah,
I wondered about that when I saw
it's
it.
already done. And I felt terrible because I was like, I don't think I can use Hume Fund for this. Like, I'm gonna have to check because I knew that there were very tight restrictions on the cume fund. So I was pleased that we at least got the approval to do the portion that we did.
So how is the rest of it?
So the rest of it, the fire department's gonna have to take care of, because I can't legally pay for it. And if I would have,
Work, Carla.
if-
Goodness.
it was a mess. It really was.
What,
Um,
unless they didn't even think about,
well, if I
approaching-
would have known it ahead of time, like I would have
Yes.
explained to them, hey, look, like there's
Mhm.
very tight restrictions on this. I need to check on it first. But I didn't. So I was kind of in a situation where I'm like, I told them, I'm like, you hold off on paying it until I find out is really the only advice that I can give you. But the total amount that we're going to take care of is $7,810.11. And then Perry Township VFD will be responsible for the rest of it, which is $7,114.89. And like I said, it's the drive restoration. It's considered, we're restoring the drive.
Where they utilize their vehicle.
Yes, yeah, but that's legally all we can cover. The good thing about that is that it's under the budgeted 11.5 amount in the fire cume fund, because see, they're budgeted for 11,500 every year.
Mhm.
So it's under that amount, so we don't have to do any additional appropriations or anything like that, which is great, because that would have extended that out at least 30 days, I believe, is roughly how long it takes to do an additional. So that I was at least glad to know that it was under that, but that covers just that portion for, and it needs to be noted in the minutes that it's a restoration of the
of
drive.
the driveway?
Restoration.
Yeah, of the drive for the trucks,
And that was door to door to the road.
door to door to the road. Yeah. So that was a mess, but got that taken care of.
What about auditing? Anything on that? I know you.
I
thought you
have
were gonna be.
not heard anything else from the auditor, or not heard anything else from State Board of Accounts on it.
Okay. Which,
Um,
I mean.
Yeah,
not a
I
bad
mean,
thing.
pretty much everybody in the county has been done, and then from what I heard from others, they got pulled to go on a different audit situation somewhere else. So they'll be coming back, but I've not heard anything yet.
Okay.
So I do have, I have everything as ready as I can possibly have it.
Okay.
Because I want a clean audit. I'm, especially right now with the new point system that's going to be going into effect for townships, I am dotting I's and crossing T's very, very closely. Because like I told the fire department when they called and asked about this, I'm like, look, like, here's the thing. If I do this and it's misuse of funds, like our township's going to get docked for it. And then I'm not around to even we're not around to even have a volunteer fire department. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like, I'm definitely trying to dot I's and cross T's very closely. And that is all I had. I think that.
Did you, you were going to investigate the process of how the cemeteries are assigned to the township?
I
Does anyone
still
know
am.
anything?
No, nobody that I've talked to. I'm still not getting clear answers on it.
You know, it's been
Nobody
so,
knows.
it's been so
Nobody knows.
long, and it's been so long that
Yeah,
they have no idea how did they
No.
get there.
No, literally. I've talked to several people, and the people that I have talked to have no clue. I'm still asking around and still
I don't know that
digging
there'd be
and trying
anyone
to find. But I
old
have no
enough
idea.
Been in it long enough to know.
Okay.
Because
And
my dad
It's
was,
sure not me.
and that was
I
in the
don't-
70s, so.
I don't know. I do have that though written down. Like I've been compiling a list of like notes and stuff for conference this year of stuff that I want to
Mhm.
ask some of the other people that I may not have contact information for her to even reach out and talk to. So I do have that written down in my conference notes to take with me this year.
So there may be, we may not be really responsible for
I don't know.
some of these cemeteries we're doing. How did they ever get on there?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm still working
I
on.
always thought that was strange, that someone has their family cemetery and then the township takes care of a family
Yeah.
cemetery.
Yeah.
But then they don't, some others.
I know. I don't understand it. And everyone that I've asked, they're like, I don't really have a clear answer for you.
They have no idea how they got theirs either.
No. No, they don't. There was something else too that I was going to follow up with you guys on. What was it? Oh, cemetery book. I do still have your cemetery book. I am still working on the document for the cemeteries. What I'm trying to do right now.
Like when people bring you bids and you can.
Yes. And what I'm trying to do right now is pull the mapping up and actually mark where the entry points are and where they need to go, like print off the map, right? So screenshot the map, print it off, and then actually mark where the entry points are on every, because the entry points aren't the driveway that's listed on the mapping, right? They're all different. So I'm still working on that and trying to get all that
How many are in
done.
it, and you know, how many plots are in it, how many stones, whatever.
And the sizes and all of that information.
Right. And back to just the intersection thing. So we get that grant approved. Let's say we get the money and then on that. So who will be installing that?
So NDOT has told me that they're willing to do the install on it because it has to be a very specific, and I have the specs of it in email, but it has to be a specific type of radar speed sign that's compliant with them.
Okay.
And they said that they would handle the install for
Okay.
us, which is great. I mean,
Okay. That's what I was
just
curious about that.
So then they would follow up probably with there was a problem or something like that. Could they be in?
well, I have not got that far with
I mean,
them
no,
on
you
that
would
yet.
think, and if someone else had put it in, it's well, we didn't do it. You didn't
Right.
do it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have not gotten that far with them on that yet. My hope is that whichever one we go with, so some of them you can, I know the one that we have in Analytic, you can actually pull data off of and it'll tell you how many vehicles are speeding and give you like breakdown information. I'm hoping that whichever one we go with, and I don't know if they all do or not, has that capability. Because my thought process is, okay, if we have the numbers of this sign that's sitting here 24/7, and then NDOT sees the numbers, right, that we might be able to push them a little bit further.
Use that as justification for.
Right. Because nobody's sitting down here right now 24/7 to give them the numbers of the speeding cars, right? So I'm hoping that we can at least find one that has that capability because it's good data to have and especially help to make our case a little bit stronger. Because I would like to eventually put a couple up, right, in each direction, but
But they're still gonna be doing the flashers.
10 grand
They're
a
just-
pop, it's,
They'll
yeah,
have the date yet,
I
right?
don't have the
Okay.
date. I've emailed him twice, I believe, since the last time he emailed me back and tried to follow up and get a hard date, and I have
Okay.
not gotten a date from him. There is a meeting. I didn't get the email from Township, but I know some other entities have gotten an email from NDOT about them being in the area and meeting with local officials soon. So I'm going to try to dig around and see if I can find some information on that, because they're going to be here in Lawrence County in person meeting with some folks. So if I can try to get some information from that, I might try to.
I remember what my other question was. So going back to our mowing and then part of our capital improvement plan of getting rid of some of that stuff, did you need to put out a public plan with like those pulling off those junkers and getting something
So-
to spend?
No, we won't have to for that because it's not over
I know we talked about
$5,000.
that.
Yeah. Now that it is warmer, I'm going to see if somebody from DNR can come out and
Okay.
look at it with me and actually kind of go through the process because
Before you,
of the age of it, my fear is we go to start doing this and we're gonna like find somebody that like isn't where we thought they were.
okay,
And to be real, like, I mean, that's my fear right now.
We found, well, not the person, we found their stone and we didn't know they's there.
Right.
it's not a scary story meeting night. Barely.
Yeah.
I've got
So
stories for you guys.
Travis, when I talk to
I'm
him,
good.
Travis is great to keep in contact with. Like we talk very frequently. I talked to him Monday this week, I think, about some stuff, and he was like, "When are we ready to do those yuccas? Just let me know." Like he's very like ready to do
Excited,
it and
yeah.
excited about doing it.
Nice.
So we need to, now that the weather has broke, get the process started through DNR. So
Okay. All right.
I'm hoping it's an easy process. I don't really, I don't have any idea because it's, from what I understand about yuccas, you have to go deep.
To get the
Yeah.
roots.
So that's my only concern is I don't want to disturb anyone.
Considering no one has been buried there forever, and what little information you have is not necessarily all accurate.
I'm a little nervous about it. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Anything else we need to discuss?
That's all
or-
I had.
Did you
I
get
believe
all the insurance policies from the fire department for the contract?
Jennifer is supposed to be mailing me the ones that she has. I followed up with her while we were in Wyoming. She's supposed to be mailing me the ones that she has. I do have the others though.
Yeah, it's gonna be another month, when the mail goes.
So that was, like I said, when we were in Wyoming, we just got back and I told her the date that we were getting back. So she may not have sent them out until after she knew that we were back. I also told her I would be more than happy to stop by the house and pick them up if it was easier for her too. So I was going to give her a week or so, let her get them out, give time to get to me.
So
And then
has
follow
the
up with her
contract been
again.
signed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. If there is no other new business or old business to discuss, a motion to close.
I'll make a motion to
Marilyn's going to make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn the meeting, and I will second that.
5:58.
There you go.
So next meeting is